All right, so here's part two, our last two questions here. Thought I could do it all in one, but I talked too much. So Craig will use 6 different wooden rods for a craft project, and the fractions represent the diameters of these wooden rods in inches. So all of them are fractions. And so there's a couple things I could do. I could take the time and change them all into decimal by dividing. And that works. But I also noticed some things because they want us to write the list of diameters of the wooden rods in order from greatest to least. So we're going greatest to least in this case. But take a look. If I look at my denominators, I have a 12, 3, 4, 24, 12, and 24. If I think I know they have a common denominator for all of them. And so if I were to write that common denominator and change all my fractions, it's going to be a lot easier to show what that is. So my common denominator has to be at least as small as my largest one. So if I look at 24, 12 goes into 24, 3 goes into 24, and 4 goes into 24. So if I change them all to 24, like we did that first one, and I'm just going to try to list them below here, which kind of a little bit off there. Then it makes it a little bit easier. 7/12, well, if I double 12, I have to double the 7, so that's going to be 14/24. If I go from 3 to 24, I multiplied by 8, so 1 times 8 gives me 8/24. 3/4, well, 4 goes into 24 6 times, so 4 times 6 gave me 24, so 3 times 6 is going to be 18. The 9/24 stays the same. That's good. The 12th, I multiplied by 2, so I've got to multiply the 5 by 2 to get 10. And then this one stays the same too. Well, now that they all have the same denominator, this makes it really easy to put into order. Now, what I have to remember though is it says greatest to least. So I'm looking for my largest one is going to be this 18/24. Well, 18/24 is really 3/4. So I'm going to write 3/4 first. Even though we changed it to 18/24, the original number is going to be 3/4, so I'm going to use that. Well, okay, so 18/24 is the largest, and then 15/24, but that is the same thing, so I am going to write it as 15/24. And so I've taken care of this one and this one, right? That was these two. The next one is going to be, the next largest is 14/24, but that's really 7/12, so I'm going to write down 7/12 for that one. And so I've taken care of that set. And then the next largest is going to be 10/24, which goes along with this 5/12. So I'm really going to write down 5/12. Okay, and that takes care of that one. And then 9/24 would be the next one, and it really is 9/24. We didn't change it, so I'm going to use that value. Whoops, I put a 25 and I said 24, but my brain was not thinking that. So the 9/24 is gone. So now we're just left with this 8/24, or 1/3 that we're going to use, which is going to be my smallest value. So we have them now, our original ones, in order. But look for that common denominator because that might be easier than changing them all to decimal. Okay? All right, write the opposite and the absolute value of -47. Well, the word opposite means that we are changing the sign. It's the same distance, but on the other side of the zero. So it's like when we folded, if we fold our number line on that zero, it would match up over on that other side. So the opposite of -47 is going to be 47. All right. And then the absolute value, remember the absolute value is the distance from zero. So if the distance from zero of -47, how far away is -47 away? Well, it is 47 away. So my answer to both of these is 47. All right. So please make sure you're coming in and asking questions if you didn't understand something. Good luck on the test.